everybody, welcome back here to the Mountain Dew Racing Series. We're back here at Daytona International Speedway, ready to go racing for another restrictor plate race this season. And this marks the halfway point of the entire season. Race 18 of the season here at Daytona. We're back where it started all again. We're here today for the running of the Coke Zero 400 as it's going to take place. Now, we'll go back to this, show you the grid, but I need to actually point out a few things. And I apologize if I don't sound that well right now because I kind of got sick a day and a half ago and basically kind of still have a stuffy nose and stuff. So if I sound awful in this race, I apologize. But anyway, there's a couple of things I'll have to talk about once we get back there. I did recently do a roll call video. It was a private race only for those in the series. So everybody basically had to comment and keep their rides. Well, not everybody did. So some cars have new drivers and they've already been replaced. And I will go over all those cars once we get back to the back straightaway, like right now. And we'll take a look at the top 10. And then I'll go over the new drivers, unless I think a couple of them actually in the top 10. But on the pole today, in the number 3, Tim Walsh needs a good run. This is a great opportunity for him to do well. That 3 car, very iconic, especially here at Daytona. And also for the tragedy. But we're going to see what happens as Tim Walsh is leading the way in the 3. His first pole, I believe. Daniel Hummel on the Valvoline number 10 starts second. Row 2 has one of the new drivers, Ryan Juke, a winner earlier this season. This is actually the 3rd driver that has been in the 28th this season behind Callum Wells and Ryan Juke. Juke failed to comment on the roll call video, so Charles Sanford, first time in my series ever, will take over the 28 car starting tonight here at Daytona, so we'll see what he can do. He starts 3rd. Outside of him is Cody Lamas. Row 3 has Joshua Mudd and Tim Freilich. Row 4 has excuse me. Row 4 has Richard Johnson and Trent Dunham, who's in a pretty cool scheme for him. He loves Pennzoil. This is a joke a while back, and I'll finally get the chance to run it. So Trent, this is just a joke. Hopefully you don't get too mad over kind of a Kevin Harvick kind of thing. But he's in the Pennzoil paint scheme tonight. And as we go back and round out the top 10, Noah Hart in a very familiar 8 car from '01 MLB All-Star Game car that Dale Jr. drove to victory lane. He starts 9th. On the outside of him is Sean Hindley in the, is it Super Winnie Hut Jr.? Or just Winnie Hut Juniors. Yes, very funny and cool looking paint scheme. Anyway, we're going to go back and now look for a couple of the drivers that are new people. And one's actually right behind Sean, right beside points leader Joshua Collard. Collard's got a new teammate. Cody Birmingham failed to answer the roll call. So the 43 has the new driver now. That is Michael Walton, another first-time driver in my series. He's now piloting the number 43 for Richard Petty Motorsports. He's sporting the U.S. Air Force colors this week. So we'll see how Michael does in his debut race. Go back a few rows back. And here's the 33. Alex Jones did keep his ride in the Nationwide Series. We came to an agreement to keep him in one series. That way he can watch. So he gave up his Cup ride. And now Cole Dowley is now the new driver of the 33. A driver over in the Nationwide Series as well. Cole making his first start ever in the Cup Series here. We'll see what Cole can do. Go back a little bit more. And here's the 22. And yes, this happens to me all the time. Happened with Callum Wells earlier this season when he won Texas. He was gone the next race. That's how it goes. And this happened with Dom Cap's situation. He won last week at Kentucky. Now he's gone. New driver in the 22, that is Daniel Day. First time in the series. He's also over in the Mopar Nationwide Series. He's going to be driving the 14, I believe. That was driven by Ryan Duke, who lost his ride as well. And Michael Walton, going back up to him, he took over the 15 over in the Nationwide Series when Rhett Yates failed to post a comment on the roll call. And actually, the driver beside him, Justin Perry, gained a ride over in the Nationwide Series. He replaced Xavier Livingston. And speaking of Livingston, Xavier failed to comment as well. I believe he's the last driver. And looking for that car. There's Seth Cole's new scheme, the PS3 Hershey's car. It has another sponsor and I cannot remember it. I cannot read it, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm wasting time again. Here's the 31. Xavier Livingston, who had that amazing photo finish and almost won last week, but he had that photo finish at Talladega over Pichu London. Was in a battle for a chase spot. He was actually in the top 10 like Dom Caps. Well, he's gone. He didn't comment as well. Chris Washer is now the new driver of the 31. We'll see what he can do with that car. A lot of these cars that got replaced were cars that were winning, so maybe these guys will have some luck with that. But anyway, I've talked enough. Tim Walsh is ready to lead the field down to the green flag because he loves me so much. Let's get this field rolling here at Daytona. And we get ready for the grid. There they go. I was about to say. Anyway, as the field goes rolling by, we're going to take a look at your starting lineup for today's Coke Zero 400 here at Daytona. Alright, and that was look at your starting lineup for today's race. We got 32 laps up on the board, ready to happen here. I apologize for that. I wanted to get the volume back up in the game because I kind of switched it off for online, so I turned it down. I forgot to do that. Sorry about that. Anyway, now you guys will be able to hear the racing and all the engines now. But right now we got a couple of rookies on the front row looking to try to win for the first time. Tim Walsh in the 3, Daniel Hummel in the 10, newcomer in the 28, Charles Sanford in the 28, looking for his first win as well. And Cody Lama's trying to pick up another win this season. Green flag is out, and we are racing here at Daytona. I don't know what to expect. We might go clean green the whole race without wrecks. Should just say clean only. Well, we can wreck in the first lap, we can wreck on the last lap. We don't know. It happened basically in the 500. We saw the wreck with a couple laps to go, took out most of the field and left about 5 cars racing for the win. Don't know what to expect today. As the field goes roaring down the back straightaway for the first time today. Tim Walsh still leading the way. He's got the 28, Charles Sanford right behind him, trying to get the lead. Walsh is going to block. He's not really been in a position this season to actually go for a win. He's been in a lot of bad situations and gotten a lot of wrecks. And the field got separated. Was there a wreck? And yes, there was. There is a pileup on the first lap. And that didn't take long. Joseph Lombard piled up back there. Andreas Allen smoking. John Galligan's in it. James Silverfox. Ron Acosta's in it. Brian James is on the apron. Steve Gonzalez, 5th in the standings, is involved in this wreck. Joseph Lombard was 9th in the standings coming into today's race. Some of these guys back here, I don't know if they're in the wreck or just slowing down. Well, that didn't take long for that to happen. Now the field is separated. Aaron Reed has some damage. Aaron Williams Jr. has damage, 8th in the standings. Pichu London, 10th in the standings, has damage. James McLeod has lost the draft. I only have this little field now at the front, just like that. It didn't take long at all, and I actually spaced it out with the drafting not as much. I don't know what happened. But nonetheless, the field has been separated. And I hope these guys are careful. I don't know why. I get the day race working perfectly fine. This one's not been so swell. I've been having some bad luck with this track. But I don't know if anybody dropped out of the race at the moment. There's one of the new drivers, Daniel Day. He's involved. I don't think he eventually dropped. Well, we have some Dylan Young's out of the race. Ron Acosta, Andreas Allen, Jack Richardson, Michael Norman. I didn't see those guys in the wreck. And they're out of the race. Well, that didn't take long. And this is one of those unfortunate things without having cautions and everything. We're back here in the second group. All the Gibbs cars right together. And you look on the inside, we got a Jurassic Park little thing going on with Kurt Mortonic and Justin Perry this week running the Jurassic Park paint schemes. It's a lot of 2001 paint schemes and a couple of 2002 schemes in this race. Those are a couple of them right there with 18 and the 20. 11 running the Autism Speaks car, which I think I should have ran at Dover and I forgot to. So having James Qualls running this week at Daytona. Jacob Lawler. There's Cole Daly in the 33. Charles Jackson in the 14. He's won on a few restrictor plate races over in the Nationwide Series, trying to get his first win of this season. These guys are basically, I don't know what place the 43's at. This is 13th through about 19th, I would say. So these guys are still trying to catch up. Andrew Cloud's coming up at row. Well, it's James Silverfox, and then up here is about a 12-car race up at the front with the points leader Joshua Collard leading the way. I think the 8-car had a little bit of damage. Maybe it's something on the back of the car. We got Joshua Collard, Noah Hart, Cody Lamas, Charles Sanford, Richard Johnson, Trent Dunham, Tim Walsh. Good buddies right there. Sean Henley, Daniel Hummel, Jake Rogers, and Tim Freilich up at the front pack. Racing out right now. And this is the exact same track as the day one. I don't know why it's so different though. I know it's nighttime, but I guess characteristics are a lot different. I try to match it up with it. Brian James up here. Here's Aaron Williams. He's coming back on the racetrack. Daniel Day, Red Bell, Seth Cole. Seth fourth in the standings. He kind of got held up back there. He had a bad qualifying effort, and it kind of derailed him to being back here. Steven Gonzalez up here catching Aaron Reed. Rohit Vaderview's coming to pit road in the 51. Sean Galligan's leaving pit road. Here's Zohar Munn, Chris Washer, John Dillon, the Daytona 500 winner, who's probably in the best spot now. But a couple of those guys that fell out of the series with wins are gone. That helps John Dillon out a bunch. 7th in the standings, so he might not even have to worry about a wild card with his 2 wins. He's just hanging around right now and doing good right now at the moment. Actually, he's 23rd, but he avoided the wreck right there with William Duncan. And there's the other RCR car. 3 of them are right there. Danny Wells leading this pack. Peachy London's on pit road again. Jacob Lawler, he's kind of lost this draft. Oh, Trent Dunham just slammed the wall. I just heard it. That's bad for Trent. He might lose the draft now. I think Richard Johnson and Jake Rogers have lost the draft as well. They're coming up on a slow car, though, up ahead. That's James McLeod. I'm going to try to avoid him. They're going to go up high and miss him. McLeod's actually pulling back off to the pit area. McLeod's having an awful night. And it looks like some first takers to pit road are coming in. Charles Jackson's bringing 3 cars with him. Bringing in the 43 and Michael Walton. And the Gibbs cars. Ooh, Kurt Morchink just ran in the back of Michael Walton, who missed his pit stall. Justin Perry's in as well. There's a little bit of damage on the front end of the 18 car. That could be bad for him, and it probably is a problem for the 43. Got some more cars coming down pit road. Wow, that could be really bad for Kurt Morchink. Kurt came here 12th in the standings, had a good run going at Kentucky, and lost his luck and everything and kind of got in a wreck. Kurt's leaving pit road, though. I guess he's okay. Looking for the 43. I guess the 43 actually got the worst end of the deal. Walton's having problems. He's still sitting on pit road. That's a tough break for him. And here comes the leaders. Lamas, Hart, Collard, Sanford. I have to get used to these names. Hummel, Walsh, Freilich, Dunham. Here comes Jake Rogers, Cole Daly, James Qualls, Jacob Lawler, Richard Johnson's in, Sean Henley's in. Brian James is in again. The leader coming down was Cody Lamas. Right now at the moment, Joshua Mudd is the leader in the 15. I think he's by himself, actually. There he is, Joshua Mudd. He's staying on an extra lap. He's had a couple of races this season where he's had strategy to get him a top 3 finish twice. Maybe he's trying to do something now, but you can't really get away with that at Daytona. I mean, when you're by yourself, no draft, you're losing time regardless, because these guys are going to be back in packs, and they're going to just sweep him up and probably just fly right by the 15 car, sporting the Subway colors this week. And the 43, unfortunately, something's wrong with Michael Walton's car. Has a tough break in his debut race. He's running solidly in the top 15. Problems with him and Kurt Morchink with that contact. It's going to hurt him now. 51 and the 5 looks so similar. I just thought about that. They run the same scheme, basically. Whoops. Yeah, his cars are coming off pit road. The leader probably is going to be Cody Lamas once again. The field has separated a bunch as well. Unfortunately, this looks like it's turning into Talladega more than the Daytona race, getting all separated. be more pit stops as well. So I don't know. It looks like Cody's going to be back to the race lead. 15 cars coming off, but I don't believe Mudd's going to be able to retain the race lead. Llamas getting a challenge from Daniel Hummel that could be for the race lead. And Joshua Collard been Mr. Consistency, my bad, this season. That 44 has been very strong. Already won this season at Martinsville, and Collard came into this race with an 18-point lead over Trent Dunham. They're catching Mudd. They're going to slide right by the 15 right here. And Collard just ran really well this season. In 17 races, has 3 top 5s, 7 top 10s. He's led a good few amount of laps. He has 3 DNFs, but he's had a lot of strong runs, and he's really doing well. So it's been good for him so far. Collard already won a pole. He's won a race. So Collard had a great season so far. Dunham right now is not in the top 10, who's second in points. Richard Johnson is in third in points. He's not up here. And a lot of these guys up here, if you think about it, Jim Freilich had his early struggles. Noah Hart's a new driver. Cody Lamas has had his struggles, even though he won at Auto Club. Daniel Hummel has struggled as of late. He had a strong start, but a lot of these guys are not racing really up in the points at the moment. So Collard's in a really big hornet's nest right now. So trying to make it 4 wide or something, I don't even know. I couldn't imagine seeing a 5-car pack causing a big wreck. I was hoping they didn't, and glad they didn't. But Collard right now is running around a lot of guys just wanting to win and prove they can compete for a championship, or just they can run the series. So Collard right now is having a really good points day at the moment. And again, one of the drivers have probably been one of the hottest drivers in the series as of late has been this 25 car. Sean Henley, he was down about 30th in points, not but maybe 3 or 4 races ago. Ever since Pocono, even though he wrecked in that race, he's been challenging up at the front about the last 2 or 3 races. And Sean came into this race 16th in points. He's been one of the biggest gainers in points. And he's right now running in the 6th spot. And Joshua Mudd somehow managed to stay in the front pack. That's now down to 7 cars. As they're catching James McLeod again. Tim Freilich is the new race leader in the 17. Ooh, no, that's not James McLeod. That's Roy Vanderview. I'm going to do that a million times today, I bet. Ooh, the 51 is holding up everybody on the inside. And now he's going to go up to the high side. And Noah Hart's going to run off with the lead in the 8 car. And we have 20 laps to go, so we still got a long way to go in this race. The field again has been separated big time, and it looks like there's not going to be another chance for a wreck at this moment in time. The 43 is still sitting on pit road. I'm not quite sure what is going on. That's a sad break for him. Galligan's back on pit road. So a lot of things are going to be changing up in this pack and everything. Oh, Justin Perry's up in the wall. I'm waiting to see if this pack can catch up to the front pack. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to. Right now, 7 cars at the front. 51's actually in the draft now. Looks like Roy Vaderview's up to speed. Didn't appear to be slow. I don't know what exactly happened to the 51, why he's off the pace. They catch up on Aaron Williams, who's just trying to limp around the racetrack. He's in 33rd right now at the moment. Ooh, Joshua Mudd went way up the racetrack. So did Cody Lamas. Daniel Hummel with help from Tim Freilich and Joshua Collard. They're trying to freight train the 8 car. Now Collard goes up and Mudd goes down. But yeah, the 51 car back there does appear to be up to speed. Just the unfortunate breaker being trapped a lap down now. And they're catching the 88. I think it's more of a factor not having draft how much the difference in speed is. I think Aaron's car is up to speed as well. But he's going to have to pick a lane to go to. He's going to go right up in front of the 8 car. We're going to find out if that car is up to speed or not, as Daniel Hummel will lead another lap. There's Kurt Mortonick. He's coming up here. I think the second round of pit stops have began. Unless Kurt just came down pit road alone. There's Justin Perry coming down pit road. Zohar Munn and John Dillon are coming down pit road together. Like I said, it looks like it's going to be a boring race at Daytona. I mean, I don't know. I've had a lot of bad luck with boring races lately, and I've tried to make them more exciting, but I've just not had the luck lately. I don't know what's the deal. But I guess we're expecting more pit stops to happen, and probably going to wait to the end of the race to show a replay of the wreck. And Cody Lamas is coming down pit road. He has Noah Hart with him. I think those two have decided to work together. They really don't have teammates up there. So these two are kind of, I guess, working together. Maybe it was routine to come down together as well. Here comes the second group, Charles Stanford and Charles Jackson. We got 2 Charles now. Cole Dowley, James Qualls, Trent Dunham. Trent doesn't appear to have really gotten back up to where he was. He's now in the second group. Looks like Red Bell is leaving pit road in the 39. James McLeod is coming in. Jake Rogers. There's Brian James. Oh, there was contact. Jake Rogers just ran to the side of the 5 car. There goes Noah Hart. He's out of here. Cody Lama is going to fall in behind him. He actually going to lose a little bit of ground to Noah. Fralick is the leader right now in the 17, as now these 5 cars are coming down pit road. So they're making about every 8 laps they have to pit. That's really sad. But I guess these pickers are going to get their magic practice in, I guess, today. So this race could be one off pit strategy, it looks like, in the end of this race, which has been a big factor this season, it seems like, since I actually added in this. But something I have to get used to, and something I have to adapt to, I guess, seeing stuff like this. Looks like Tim Fralick's going to lead him off pit road, possibly. There's Collard finishing his pit stop. There's Tim Walsh on pit road. Oh, he's pitting now. He was up there with them, but he's not going to be anymore. The Pulsar are kind of falling back as well. See Noah Hart back there. Noah Hart has a huge gap on Cody Lamas, who's now back in the second group. Wow, Lamas lost a lot of ground. That or Noah Hart just got way ahead. He's got the 88 to work with at the moment. I don't think he wants to work with him. I believe the 17 car is going to be the new leader. Here comes Noah Hart. He has Sean Henley with him. Henley's worked his way up here. Like I said, it could be a race that comes down to just being up at the front, I guess. I am kind of disappointed in this race big time right now. I was hoping a lot better would happen, but I can't really complain anymore because it's not going to make the racing better. But it actually says Daniel Hummel is leading in the 10 car. I think he's already came off pit road. Oh, look out for Pichu London. Yeah, the field's gotten separated like I was afraid of. There's Cody Lamas. Him and Joshua Mudd and Joshua Collard have lost the front pack. These guys are now 5 seconds back. I don't know what happened. Noah Hart's leading. Tim Fralick, Sean Henley. Now it's just a 3-car pack at the front. It's getting smaller. I don't know how that's happening. But alrighty then. Noah Hart trying to pick up his first win of the season, end of his career. Tim Fralick won back at Dover. I guess apparently one of his favorite tracks, as he's won there twice now. Sean Henley looking for his first win of the season. Pretty sure he's getting to the point where he's almost going to work his way up to the top 10 in points. He's storming his way up the point standings at 25. He's been lucky to get in the right place at the right time as of late as well, as they're catching up to Sean Galligan. Fralick's going to get kicked. Oh, Galligan almost cut down right in front of the race leader. He's trying to get out of the way. Galligan's going a lap down, I believe. He's actually been a lap down. He's in 31st. Richard Johnson's out of the race. He has no fuel. What happened to the 77? Well, that's going to be huge right there. Richard Johnson, 3rd in points, is out of the race. But I'm thinking about looking at it right now. I mean, Collard is in 8th. And we know Trent's had not a good day. He's in 14th. Johnson's now out of the race. He's going to end up 36th. So Johnson's bad luck continues. Looks like Galligan's coming to pit road. Seth Cole. Seth was last time by. He was running in the... He's actually lapped down 29th. Steven Gonzalez is... where is Steven? 55. Where is the 55? There's Steven. He was 27th last time by. I think it's shuffling. He's dropping down to 28th. I think he's going to be about 29th or... Yeah, he's going to be 29th right now, so Seth's going to move up to 28th. Danny Wells is... Oh, we got a 3 wide battle for the lead. Hopefully at least we have a good finish out of this, I guess. Danny came in here 6th in the points. Danny right now is running in the 19th position. John Dillon 7th in points. He is in the 21st position. 8th in standings, Aaron Williams. He is right now running in the 33rd position. He's been struggling lately, but he's still on the racetrack. Joseph Lombard, I believe, is out of the race. He's going to end up dead last. That's going to hurt Joseph. He came here in the top 10 in points. Really going to hurt him. And Pichu London's 10th in the points. He right now is running in the 26th position. And Sean Henley's now at the front. He's led his first lap of the day. I don't know about the second pack, though. I mean, we have to wait and see. And there's Michael Walton. He's finally back on the racetrack. He's only 4 laps down. It seems like he's going a lot more laps down than that. Because that was on the first round. It might update once he comes back around. But this is the first time the 43's been on the track since that first round of pit stops. And he's coming back to pit road. Not really sure what's going on with the 43 ever since that incident with him and Kurt Mortonic. And it's a stop and go. He might end up being glitched. I don't know. That was weird how that just happened. That's a tough break for Michael, running right now 35th, last car running. But there was a few other key people that fell out of the race. Michael Norman, 41st, he's a wild card contender with a win. But like Lombard doesn't have a win, he might drop out for the top 10. Aaron Williams having a bad run. P2 London running bad. But Sean Henley, actually, with the points being updated, with those guys being dropped out, Sean actually jumped up to 14th in points, so this is huge for him. We have more guys making pit stops. I believe Noah Hart came down pit road. Yep, Noah Hart did come down pit road. John Dillon, Red Bell, and Brian James have already made pit stops. I guess they've been in a little bit for a while or whatever. I don't know. So like Charles Sanford's in again, James Qualls, Trent Dunham, Jake Rogers, Danny Wells is back there. Who Noah's having a delay on his pits. Oh, no, never mind. I'm failing again. I thought he was getting boxed in for a second. Go back up to Sean, see when him and Tim Freilich are going to pit. I think the earlier you pit, the better. They're not going to pit this time. Daniel Hummel is trying to lead the second group. Not really helping out. Here comes Cole Daly. Oops, wrong camera. Or button, I should say. But I'm looking through here, though, like, Sean Henley, since a couple people dropped out, he's up to 14th in points, so this could be huge for him. He could get in the top 10 easily today. The gap, he has about 15-point gap, somewhere around that range. It actually is 15. Wow, that was surprisingly I got it right without looking. Zohar Mutton is 2 points behind him in 15. We haven't really talked about Zohar. He's just quietly up in the top 15 in points now. In that 12 car, there he is. Zohar has a chance to get up in the top 10 in points. Zohar got snubbed out of the chase a couple seasons ago. He missed it by, I believe, 1 point. And he missed the chase back when he drove the 93 car. I think it was back in season 2. So Zohar, he just liked to make his first chase, basically. Was really off last season when he drove the 12, but he got a win at New Hampshire. Still hasn't got a win this season, so he's still trying to help himself out with a chase spot. More leaders are pitting. Is John Henley still not pitted? I don't know where the 20... I think the 43's out of gas, and this might be the end of his race. Oh, don't run him over, guys! Yikes. Yeah, it looks like the 43 is out of gas. That could be it for his race. I just saw Henley leave pit road. He was with these guys. There he goes. He has Tim Freilich right behind him. Daniel Hummel's a little bit further back. It's going to make things interesting, though. Now we have to wait and see what that 8 car pops up at. That's what I'm saying. If you pit earlier, it's usually been a beneficiary. Or I can't speak. But it's one of those words I guess I can't say. Beneficiary, whatever it is. But pitting earlier seemed to be a lot better. Looking for Noah Hart. There he is. Noah's actually not up to where he needs to be. He's still among the second group. Freilich and Henley are way up there. Oh, what the heck? Something's wrong with Sean Henley's car. I don't know what just happened. What happened to Henley? The whole field back here got backed up because of that 43, I believe. Well, that could have just cost Henley once again. I don't know about Tim Freilich. I think he was the same boat right there. Yeah, Freilich back there. Now he's back here and he's in third. But Noah Hart's all alone up here. Henley dropped back to 7th, and that's been about the 3rd week in a row too that something's happened to Sean Henley. I believe he's up to speed now. He just like slammed on the brake. The 43 just didn't get out of the way. Michael Walden got in Sean's way right there. I don't know what happened there. That was crazy. But that probably took him out of this, and now he's amongst this big pack back here that's led now by Cole Daly. And look who's up in 5th place. Jacob Lawler. Where'd he come from? There's that 43 still on the track. Wow. Aaron Williams is slow. The only thing about Noah Hart's situation, though, being by himself, he could get still, you know, caught up maybe by either that 28 or that 17. Freilich and Charles Sanford. What about Charles Sanford? His debut race is running in the 3rd position at the moment, battling for 2nd. That car was battling for the win of the Daytona 500 with Callum Wells. I mean, that 28's up here again. The 10 car back there, Daniel Hummel, he was up here during the 500. Justin Perry, who was up here battling for the win, he's in the 2nd group. He's up here again. The only thing we're missing now is John Dillon. And you just continue to look at the 2nd group right here. They're splitting the slow car of Aaron Williams. Russell Collard not showing his pleasure for the 88, kind of sideswiped. Oh, they're coming up on Galligan, who's slowing up everybody on the inside. Everybody goes to the bottom, tries to avoid him. But the question is, though, Freilich's actually pulled away from Juke. I don't think they're going to be able to catch that 8 car. In a pretty anticlimactic kind of race, I guess. It looks like this 8 car, if everything goes well, if it can hang on with fuel, Noah Hart could be cruising through victory lane. Ironically, at Daytona in the Dale Jr. paint scheme that won here, the MLB All-Star Game paint scheme from 2001, but he'll take it. You have to wait and see, though, what happens. Anything can happen. A wreck can still happen, even though it's been pretty dull. The race has been since that first wreck. 43 still on pit road. There's John Dillon. He's taking 2 tires. He might have to make another pit stop. Zohar Muddin's on pit road. Possibly a gas and go. Yes, it is. Some guys are coming back down pit road. I think we might have to see some pit stops. Noah Hart's on pit road in the 8 car. So this could be interesting on strategy now. Charles Sanford's in, Justin Perry, Trent Dunham, Jake Rogers. Now this is where things are going to get interesting. Will anybody try to stretch it and make it to the end? Oh, Trent Dunham got into the back of Noah Hart there. A little love tap, I guess, there. To a teammate. Maybe tell him to go get him. Win this race for Earnhardt Ganassi. Now the question is, when are these guys going to pit? Tim Freilich has now Daniel Hummel caught up to him. And Jacob Lawler. And these guys aren't pitting this lap. Let's go back a little bit to the next group. Cole Daly's pitting. Here comes James Qualls. These other guys are still staying out on the racetrack. Somebody might end up trying to stretch it. Where's Noah Hart on the racetrack? There he is. He's not a lap down. He's way ahead of everybody else. We got about 2.5 laps to go as Tim Freilich and Daniel Hummel are tandeming now, trying to get away from Jacob Lawler as they're about to lap the 28 car of Charles Sanford, and Hummel's going for the race lead. Oh, watch out for Charles Sanford. Oh, Hummel got hung up behind the 28. Just like Sean Henley got held up behind the 43. That could have killed Hummel's momentum and his chance to win this race. Sanford's just trying to get back up to speed, though. And these guys aren't showing they're going to pit. And that could be a heartbreaker for the 8 car. We were just talking about that. Noah Hart is way out in front, but he's on the tail end of the lead lap now. There he is. He's passing cars like Cole Daly and stuff, but I mean, he's right now running. He's going to be about in the top 15. I don't think he's going to get a top 10 at this point. Nobody else is showing they're going to pit. But now Tim Freilich is all alone up here. Unless he gets held up behind these slow cars up ahead. Daniel Hummel and Jacob Lawler are going to have to play catch-up up here. They're going to hope Freilich gets held up behind them. Catching James Qualls. Going up to the high side, trying to avoid him. Oh, he's going to get slowed up a little bit. But this time by will be the white flag for Tim Freilich in the 17. He lost a little bit of speed. We'll see if he can hang on this last lap as he got some hungry drivers catching up, and there's a lot of them drafting off each other. Freilich's trying to get around Cole Daly and James Qualls. He's got himself a cushion, and he got 1.1 second lead over Daniel Hummel, who's getting drafted now from the 28 car now. Charles Sandler, who's now a lap down. But Freilich is in the clear at the moment. Jacob Lawler, Joshua Mudd can't make an effort. Sean Henley's moved his way back up into the 5th spot. Charles Jackson running well in 6th right now. Freilich has 2 lap cars behind him. Actually, he's got 3 if you count the 28. They're going to be in front of him to cushion him, possibly for his 2nd win of the season, and what has been mostly a struggle this season, not up in the points. Tim Freilich is trying to win another one. He's going to do it. In the DeWalt paint scheme for the first time this season, Tim Freilich is going to win at Daytona, pick up his 2nd win of the season. He wins the Coke Zero 400 here at Daytona. And how about that? That was another fun fact about this race for the 17. First race this season, the DeWalt colors have been on this car. It's going to victory lane at Daytona, just like Matt Kenseth. How about that? And a heartbreaker for Noah Hart. In Cold Alley, a couple of drivers running good in their first race. I believe some cars just ran out of gas back there. I think Sean Henley was one of them. Something happened, I don't even know. But Tim Freilich. Been a struggling season for him. After the recalculating of the points, he's now 29th coming into today's race. He gained a couple of spots. But man, he's actually probably getting his way up closer to the top 20. I mean, this 17 could be a player for the wild card spot. He's got 2 wins. I believe he's only the second driver now to have won 2 races this season as well, behind John Dillon. And that is, yep, that's the second multi-time winner of this season. This race a season ago, we had just got our first one at this race, so we're not much further off from that. A lot of different winners in the series so far. But Freilich, after John Dillon, will become the second 2-time winner of this season here in the Mountain Dew Racing Series. In a very, I could say boring race, but it is another Daytona race, just another race, I guess. But now we are officially halfway through the season. And congrats to Tim Freilich and the whole 17 Roush Relay Racing team for winning today. But there's a lot of guys that needed good runs that got them today. That's the magic and everything of the restrictor plate races. You can either be on your side or it could be your worst nightmare. And it was for these drivers. It was good luck for Tim Freilich. Daniel Hummel gets a second place run. Hummel had been struggling lately. Came over 24th in the points. And he got a second place run. I think that's his best finish ever. So good run for him. Jacob Lawler gets another great run this week. Jacob came into today's race. Where did he come in today's race? 11th in the points. That was one of the guys that are going to pick up, probably be in the top 10. That is huge right there for that 56 team. Lawler should be in the top 10 in points after today. His teammate Joshua Mudd, who is also trying to gain some ground in the points, he's been struggling heavily. I don't even know where he is in points. Joshua Mudd, where are you in points? 22nd in points, so that's really big for Mudd. Hopefully get himself to the top 20. Sean Henley is continuing his hot streak. That win has to be coming soon. He's going to end up 5th. Charles Jackson, good run for him today. He is down basically at the bottom of the points, down in the 30s. He's actually right now, he's 25th in points. So Charles, good run for him. Joshua Collard, the points leader, is up 7th. Yeah, that points lead is going to pad up a little bit more. Cody Lamas, he's 34th in points coming into today's race. That'll help him out a lot. Tim Walsh, I think this is by far his best run so far since he's taken over that 3 car. No, he's had a better run, but I can't remember what that top 5 was at on the stats. But another top 10 for Walsh. And James McLeod, I don't know how, the 5 car somehow got a top 10 after pitting, it seemed like multiple times. McLeod, another driver, struggling 33rd in points. Maybe this is the run he needs to start helping himself out a little bit. Chris Washer in his debut race, he's the highest finishing debut racer today. Ends up 11th in 31. Noah Hart, heartbreaker for that 8 car. He'll end up 12th. Thought he had this race in the bag, and I thought it was going to come down to pit strategy, and I guess it did. But that was all that was on the lead lap. Cole Allen, his debut, ends up 13th. James Qualls, 14th. Charles Sanford, another debut racer, finishes 15th. A lot of them ran well today, it seemed like, as well. Justin Perry, Trent Dunham, Jake Rogers, Danny Wells, Kurt Mortink, your top 20. John Dillon, Zohar Munn, William Duncan, Seth Cole, and Brian James, your top 25. You got Aaron Reed, Daniel Day ends up 27th in his debut. Steve Gonzalez, Red Bell, and James Silverfox, your top 30. Then you got Pichu London, Sean Galligan, Aaron Williams Jr., Rohit Vaderview, Michael Walton, who had problems all race long. He ends up 35th. And then you got Richard Johnson, Dylan Young, Ryan Acosta, Andreas Allen, Jack Richards, Michael Norman, and Joseph Lombard all out of the race. We'll go back and see what that big wreck was about and just see what happened. It took out a lot of those guys early on lap 1. Alright, it's actually up toward the front. I don't know how I didn't see it. And it's actually going to be initiated by one of the new drivers in this series. That was the 43 there. Michael Walton gets into P2 London, and this is what's going to cause the big wreck. Right in front of Cold Alley, Aaron Williams, and Jack Richards. And Richards going to have nowhere to go in the 81. Hard in the wall. That's going to slam the 88 up in the wall. Andreas Allen, nowhere to go in the 78. Michael Norman's up behind him. They have it almost straightened up here. Norman actually turns Andreas up into Jack Richards. And then they look like they're okay, and here comes the 78 car back down the track into Galligan, back into Norman. Aaron Reed, nowhere to go. And then these guys are going to start piling up here. Dylan Young, whoa, he comes flying in, runs in the back of Aaron Reed, hits Silver Fox. Norman and Andreas Allen go up. Daniel Day, nowhere to go. And The rest of the field just comes piling in. A couple guys in the top 10 in points. Steve Gonzalez, Joseph Lombard in it. Dylan Young, who's been on a downward spiral lately. He was up in the top 10 in points not long ago. He's kind of fallen down. Ryan Acosta almost gets through. He's going to hit the 78 right there. William Duncan, I think, slipped by. Seth Cole, I think, slipped by. Brian James back there. But there's a few guys. Danny Wells got through it. John Dillon did. Looks like all three of those RCR cars. And Chris Washer got through it. And there's Michael Norman, who was 13th in points. He's been on a downward spiral as well in the points. Not needing this today in that subway car. But that was a wreck right there. It took out a lot of guys. And kind of probably shook up the points. At least in the bottom of the top 10 situation. And a lot of these guys' days were ended early. I don't know what Justin Perry's doing. But that was it for the race. That was the only big wreck. And now we'll go back to the results for one last look before we show the point standings. And the post-race will continue. Alright guys, here's one last look at the results. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe and everything. You can continue to watch the races. If you enjoyed this race, hope you guys did in some way. But that was it for the Daytona weekend. We're done from here. Race 19 is next. Thanks again for watching today's race, guys. I appreciate it, and continue to support the series and continue to watch and everything. Hope for better things to come as the chase continues to grow closer and closer for the Mountain Race Series, and a good battle over in the Nationwide Series for the championship as well. So thanks again for watching, guys. Congrats one last time to Tim Freilich and the whole 17 team for picking up their second win of the season and first out of restrictor plate here at Daytona. Thanks for watching, guys. I am done, and I will see you guys next time, and hope everybody had a great Merry Christmas and everything. I know this is afterwards, but hopefully everybody enjoyed that. I wanted to shout out to everybody. Hope everybody has had a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays coming up for New Year's. So everybody stay safe and have fun and enjoy the break. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!